Hi, this is Tammy, your coach through these 7 days to self-love. Welcome to day 2. Today we're going to look at a presupposition exercise. In NLP, we have some assumptions from which we operate. They're also known as presuppositions, and some people call them the principles or the guiding principles of NLP. And in a moment, I'm going to share a few of those with you. I'd like you to take them on. Just try them on. See what happens when you allow them to become the filter through which you see the world. Just notice what happens. So the first one that I want you to consider, the positive worth of the individual is held constant, while the value or appropriateness of behavior is questioned. So consider that for a minute. The positive worth of the individual is held constant, while the value or appropriateness of behavior is questioned. So that means that no matter what happens, no matter what you do, that doesn't change that intrinsic self-worth. Your behaviors may come into question. They may not be appropriate. But we have another presupposition in NLP that says people are not their behaviors. People are not their behaviors. So if you can take a step back and join those two together for a moment, if people are not their behaviors, and the behaviors can be the things that are questioned, because the most important information about a person is their behavior. But that doesn't necessarily mean that people are their behaviors. And that can be a little bit confusing at first. So what does it really mean? Well, for example, if I'm driving down the road and I've just been fired from my job, I'm on my way to my grandma's funeral and life's just crap and someone cuts me off in traffic, I might flip out and go into complete rage and And in that moment, the person driving the other vehicle might think, whoa, that lady's a nutcase. But that's not necessarily true. Just because I've acted in a certain way, just because I've taken on a behavior in that moment, doesn't make me who I am. And we've all done things in our lives. I mentioned my past before. I've used drugs. I've acted highly inappropriately. I used to go raving, and honestly, I'm surprised I'm a fully functioning human sometimes with the things that I have in my past. But that's not who I am. That's the things I did. Do I regret them? No, they made me who I are. Would I go back and do them again? No. But I'm not those behaviors. And so there might be things in your past that you've done that you're taking on as an identity. But you're not those behaviors. You're so much more than those. Because if you can observe your behavior, if you can observe your thoughts, there's something more. There's something beyond all of that. The positive worth of the individual is held as a constant. Your positive worth is held as a constant. We have another presupposition in NLP that says people are doing the best that they can with the resources that they have available. And this is such a beautiful one to do with the shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's toxic thinking. If you could have and you should have, you would have. At that time, when you made the choices you did, you didn't have the benefit of hindsight. You made the best decision for you at that time with the information you had available, with the mindset that you had, with the resources, the attitudes, the attributes, the knowledge. That doesn't mean that if you took all of that and put it into the future, where you've got hindsight and you've got new skills and attributes that you wouldn't make decisions differently. But we can't judge what we did back then on what we've got available now. So what I want you to do is take a moment to go through just these three. There's a whole lot more, but just these three presuppositions. And to have a look at your past and look at how you've painted it, all the things you've done, the decisions you've made that you've been tying your self-worth to. And I want you to then go back and have a look and filter it through these presuppositions. That you have that worth. And yes, you can question your behaviors, but that doesn't change your worth. People are not their behaviors. You can separate those out because behaviors have positive intentions. Sometimes we're trying to do the right thing, but it just comes across the wrong way. People are not their behaviors. And people are doing the best that they can with the resources that they have available at that time. So go ahead and play with those and notice what happens. I'd love to hear the comments below. When you filter your world and your past through those assumptions of NLP, what happens? What do you notice?